Do you sometimes find it hard to get people to listen to you or respect you? Well, it's probably because whenever you speak, you always sound like a little bitch. Depending on which of the three tonalities you use, your speech will sound different. People will behave differently towards you. Welcome to Prepare Leaders. I'll show you how to talk to people and tell tales with a sexy, confident, and dominating voice. This first part will deal with how you should say it, and part two will deal with what you say. We're going to employ a cliche from awkward gatherings. How was your day? How was your day? The first tonality sounds somewhat like this. You can see that it rises and curls upward. Because you sound like someone who wants to be your friend when you speak in this way. We used to term this technique trying to rapport tonality. Whoever was vying for your attention was seeking approval. This is obviously bad because it implies that you lack confidence and come across as needy. This is not a typical manner of speaking, rather, it is something that we tend to say when we are anxious. It occurs when our vocal cords are not relaxed and our bodies are tense. Consider your communication style with your close buddies, people with whom you feel at ease. Saying, "Hey guys, how are you today?" You sound more like the second tonality, most likely. We refer to this as holding rapport tonality. Something along the lines of, "Hey, how was your day?" This is a tone you use with your friends because it is flat and does not rise or fall. People with whom you feel at ease and there are no demands made. It is the way someone sounds after a considerable period of time has passed since the report was made. This is how the final tonality sounds. "Hey, how's your day going?" Because it sounds like someone in a position of authority, the way it curves down and the tone changes at the end is what we use to refer as breaking rapport. A representative of your employer, a teacher, a police officer, or a famous person. In contrast to the first tone, which comes from someone who wants to impress, this tone shows that you are a more important person, that you have confidence in yourself, and that you really want to be impressed. The majority of the time, if you want people to respect you or listen to you, keep your voice toned between the second and third tonalities because although it is a very tiny change, it is a habitual gesture that says a lot about your personality and is quite easy to execute. And before we continue, I'll be giving you time to subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, and turn on the notification bell to be notified every time a new video is uploaded. And let's continue. Now that you are aware of this idea, you only need to practice speaking sentences. "Hey, how was your day?" "Hey, what is your name?" It's also important to consider the words, sentences, and stories you use. Certain people claim that using big words might make you sound smarter and even more attractive to certain people. But I want to discuss this specifically. First of all, when presenting a narrative, you will inevitably become the center of attention. How do you create information that is really interesting? One strategy is to surprise the audience while making them laugh a little. For example, in Improvement Pill's newest video, he incorrectly claims that there are three ways to be happy, when there is actually a fourth. So you think the third option will be the expected solution that follows the same pattern as the first two. But it isn't. Your hopes are dashed. And because you are now extremely engaged, you are left wondering how on earth to be happy. Our brains enjoy patterns, but when we break them, something crazy happens and our memory improves. We are curious. Every day you have to travel to work, but if you had observed an accident, you would have had to slow down considerably. Compared to other days of the month, I bet you can recall it the best. In fact, even though you may have thousands of automobiles pass by and never recall what color they were, that brilliant green Lamborghini will still stick in your memory after 3 hours because it deviates from the norm. The actual words you use when delivering a story or conversing with someone make up the second component of the science of what you say to sound hotter and more interesting. Let me say two things, and you can comment below with what you think they might mean in terms of shape. You have probably never heard of them before, but I will make them up. Blubble and zingazaz. As you may think, blubble could represent a very rounded form, like a cloud perhaps. Zingazaz might be a 7-year-old version of a hexagon, with sharp points and no curves. This type of idea is known as the Buba Kiki effect. You connect words or sounds to ideas. Ideophones are words that simply by sounding elicit an idea in the mind. All languages have them, but they vary depending on the culture. Another example is boing or tick tock, tick tock. You'd imagine a ball bouncing or a clock ticking with these sounds. Your story will be stronger and your audience will be more engaged if you can use more of these words. Furthermore, people will find you more appealing the more powerful they believe you are. Hearing your own voice is another beneficial practice. I used to think my voice sounded strange, but after countless hours of making mistakes while writing, editing, and watching my own videos, it has become normal. I have also grown a great deal of confidence in my current speaking style and voice. I've gotten better at expressing myself by telling stories, which has helped me improve my speaking skills. The more I tell a story, the more comfortable I become telling it, anticipating how people will react, and knowing what to highlight and what not to. Like any other skill, talking, telling stories, and simply having a conversation benefit greatly from practice and in-depth information. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Make sure to give this video a big thumbs up and turn on the notification bell so you'll know when I upload new content. Leave a comment down below if you have any questions. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't yet. And I'll see you all in my next video.